Hello hunters, welcome back to the channel, my name is Peppo. This video is the second part of the longsword progression guide for MHWilds. If you missed the first part, the link is in the description. After repelling Udra, you will talk to the Woodwoods and head to the oil basin. Consider crafting Uduna's coil, which provides aquatic oil-sealed mobility before heading there. This prevents you from being slowed in water or oil-sealed, ideal for the next monster, Rompopolo. After reaching Azuz and talking to the village chief, you can upgrade your armor with spheres and craft talismans after speaking to Gemma. Early on, you won't have any powerful charms, so I recommend the Geologist talisman to maintain Geologist at level 2. Of course, you can also choose other defensive skills like Speed Recovery, Quick Eating or Divine Blessing based on your playstyle. Also consider upgrading your armor for increased defense. Now it's time to face Rompopolo in the oil basin. Use the Uduna longsword to make the fight easier. Rompopolo inflates its head, back and tail. Hitting these parts make it deflate and creates an opening. Its weak spot is the mouth. When it releases poisonous gas, hit it with a focus strike to flinch it and get an opening. After dealing with Rompopolo, you will receive 5 Dragonite ores to craft the Hope Edge III. However, if you have the materials, it's better to craft Rompopolo's longsword right away. It offers extra raw attack and poison element, making it a very strong option. In the oil basin you can also gather might seeds, which are used to craft demon powder when combined with godbug essence. Each might seed and demon powder gives you a plus 10 attack boost, a massive buff at this stage. You can also craft demon ammo if you are running low. Don't forget to mine firestone as well, which is needed to upgrade Kematri's longsword. And yes, you can set up pop-up camps in the basin now as well. Return to Kunafa village and take on Rathalos, the apex monster of the Windward Plains. I suggest using Rompopolo's longsword for this fight. Focus on destroying its wings to obtain Fulgur talents, which you will need to craft its longsword. When it unleashes thunder strikes from its horns, use a focus strike to target them and gain an opening. After defeating Rathalos, you will reach HR4. Talk to Gemma and forge Rathalos' longsword. It's one of my favorite designs. While you might not use it immediately, it will be very useful late in high rank. Before meeting Werner in Azuz, equip the Kematri's Lima II, because you are heading to the Ice Shard Cliffs and your first monster there is Nerscylla, which is weak to fire. Be cautious of its Stinger and Pincer, as it can combo you if you get caught in its web or put to sleep. Use a focus strike after its Pincer attack to deal good damage and secure an opening. Also remember to free rove and collect the item that it drops. Using the same longsword you can hunt Hirabami, or switch to Rathalos' longsword since Hirabami is also weak to thunder. At the start, grab the supply items and use the large dunk pots to split the group. You definitely don't want to face 3 Hirabami at once. Consider bringing flash pots for this fight to knock Hirabami down. Landing a focus strike on its head after it spits ice from its mouth will also work. After defeating Hirabami, check the smithy. Hirabami's longsword is the best ice longsword at this point, so make sure to craft it. Before talking to Werner in Azuz again, equip the Uduna longsword and prepare for your next challenge, Ajarakan. Actually, you'll face 2 Ajarakans, but don't worry, after you deal enough damage, one will leave, turning it into a 1v1 fight. Remember to drink a cool drink or grab a chill mental bag to resist the heat in the area. Ajarakan is very aggressive. If you're unsure about your timing, opt for quick slashes over high commitment moves. Also try to cut its tail since you will need it later for its armor. If you damage its hind legs enough, you might even topple it. When it gets fired up, target its back for important damage, and right after big lava explosion, make sure to use the focus strike on its arms and gain an opening. After defeating the 2 Ajarakans, you can craft its legs to obtain Part Breaker 1. You don't have to equip it right away, as it would cost you a quick sheet level. Keep it for later once you will be able to craft the quick sheet talisman. Next up is new Udra, an octopus-like monster found deep in the oil basin. Just keep going straight after taking the elevator and you will spot it. This fight is probably the toughest so far, so here are some useful tips. When new Udra performs a body press with its tentacles, its mouth becomes vulnerable. Take advantage and land a focus strike to get an opening. If it grabs you with its spinning attack, aim at its head with your slinger and use special ammo to break free. When it becomes enraged and powers up, its attacks are much more dangerous. If you get hit, mount your sacred and take time to heal. After toppling it, focus your attacks on its head to maximize damage, and target its front tentacles. If you manage to get them, it will make the fight easier. Defeating new Udra will advance you to HR5. At this point you can trade special items with the villager in Azuz and even meld monster materials to craft armor spheres by talking to Rokul. You can also forge the Quick Sheath charm so you can swap the alloy legs with Ajarakans. Part Breaker is not a bad skill at all in this game. Not only breaking or severing parts gives you more materials at the end of a hunt, but you also deal 10% more damage when destroying a wound with a focus strike. For many monsters, Part Breaker is an excellent investment. Since Geologist is only effective at level 2 or 3, you might consider swapping the arms with new Udras if you want extra defense and a slot for a specific skill in your build. With your current equipment, you shouldn't have much trouble against the upcoming monsters. If you want extra defense, consider upgrading your armor. Next, head to the Windward Plains and speak with Gemma. She will provide you with the Shook-proof jewel, a handy one for multiplayer hunts, and the Rocksteady mantle, which can be equipped in the mantle slot from the equipment menu. Before meeting Rosso, be sure to grab some adamant seeds as they will be essential in your next battle. Now you're off to a new area, Wyveria, where your first encounter will be a special Doshaguma. This creature is weak to ice, so Hirabami Longsword is an excellent choice. Watch for its glow attacks that trigger white explosions. Use a focus strike on these to create an opening. Another key opportunity is when it absorbs energy from the wyvern milk, so keep up the pressure then. Remember, these special monsters can regenerate their wounds over time, so it's important to target and take them down quickly. If the Doshaguma inflicts a defense down status, just use an adamant seed to cure it. Once you have defeated the Doshaguma, it's a great time to craft your gathering set if you haven't already. This set will help you quickly collect the resources you need at key moments. Head over the mining outcrops and bone piles to gather light crystals and tough guardian bones. These materials are essential for crafting the Iron Katana 2nd and Bone Shotell 3rd. Also, before you speak with Nata, make sure to grab some flesh pots since you will soon be facing a special Rathalos. When it comes to battling this foe, you can use either the Iron Katana 2nd or the Bone Shotell 3rd, but I personally recommend the Iron Katana 2nd for its higher sharpness. Just like with the previous Doshaguma, focus on its wounds and take them out before they have a chance to heal. With Rathalos, its weak point appears on its legs after it lands a big smash with its claws. Strike there to deal heavy damage. Don't forget to cut its tail and break its wings, as you will need those parts later for crafting gear. Once you have defeated Rathalos, you'll reach the Keeper's village. Here you can trade special items and even set up pop-up camps in the new locale. After talking to Tashin and following him, you'll face Guardian Arkveld next. This is a simple repel quest, just focus your attacks on his forelegs and chains until he retreats. Once the fight is over, head back to Gemma. You can now craft Guardian Rathalos armor. I recommend starting with the arms and legs to unlock weakness exploit at level 2. These pieces can be upgraded right away and will serve you well throughout the low rank. Additionally, his longsword is the best in low rank, so be sure to craft it. If you are short on materials, hunt a Guardian Rathalos in the field and remember to cut its tail and break its wings for the necessary parts. Once you are equipped with the new gear, head over to the Ice Shard Cliffs to take on the locale's apex predator, Jin Dahaad. After speaking with Drove and setting up your pop-up camp, you will face this colossal monster. Despite his size, a smart approach will make the fight much easier. In the first area, concentrate your attacks on his hind legs to topple him and expose the ridges on his lower back. Once you break these ridges, Jin Dahaad will leave the area. In the second area, continue targeting the hind legs until he falls, then focus on the ridges along his tail. Once those are broken, shift your attention to his head. After he unleashes an ice beam, his head becomes vulnerable, allowing you to get a brief opening and deal heavy damage by using a focus strike. When you reach the final area, Jin Dahaad will climb onto a structure and cast ice beams. As the structure begins to break, use your hook slinger to completely destroy it and slam him down. After breaking his ridges on his head, you can target his upper back, where your attacks will be most effective. Also in this area, focus on his forelegs to topple him and expose his upper back once more. Destroy those ridges to maximize your damage. During his Nova attack, use the slinger to drop the giant ice chunk and take shelter behind it, much like you would do with Safi'jiiva in Iceborne. Follow these tips and you will successfully repel Jin Dahaad and make your way to the village of Suja. At this point, you will unlock the Melting Pot, a new facility that lets you melt decorations to create others. While it might not seem essential now, it becomes more useful in high rank. After speaking with the All Harken and enjoying dinner, you will return to Wyveria and progress to HR 6. Since nothing major is unlocked at this stage, you can immediately talk to Tashin as you head to the lower part of Wyveria. Once you have set up your pop-up camp, you'll face Guardian Ebony Xu Wu. Just like with previous Guardians, be sure to use the focus strike on his wounds before they regenerate. Additionally, when he attacks with his claws, he'll expose a weak spot. Take advantage of this opportunity with a focus strike. Aim to cut his tail as well, since doing so increases your chances of obtaining his blade, which you will need for crafting the coil. After defeating Ebony, you will immediately face Xu Wu, the assassin octopus. Aim for its head to deal high damage, even though it's difficult to reach. There's no reliable way to topple it for an easy headshot, so stay close and keep attacking to land strikes that can reach its head. When Xu Wu prepares its special attack, continue your assault. A powerful blow when its mouth is exposed will knock it over. giving you a major opening. Once you have beaten Xu Wu, Gemma will reward you with the Mending Mantle, which heals you over time when equipped. And if you manage to snag the plate, be sure to craft the Ebony Xu Coil. It grants Burst, a very powerful skill for the longsword. Once you're ready, speak with Nata and take on Guardian Arkveld. Remember to bring some Nullberries, as the Dragon Blight can be quite a nuisance during this fight. Use the same strategy as before, target his forearms and chains. When he unleashes his ultimate attack, use a Focus Strike on the chains to topple him. Keep in mind that Arkveld will switch areas several times based on his remaining HP. After he hits, he powers up, and eventually he returns to where the battle began. Don't forget to use Mantle for an easier fight. Defeating Guardian Arkveld will advance you to HR7. His armor features a new skill called Flayer, which makes it easier to inflict wounds and add non-elemental damage. You can craft his arms, helm, or chest pieces, though I personally prefer to keep Quickshot 3 and Weakness Exploit 2. After upgrading your armor, head over to Nata to face the final boss and complete the lower rank of Wilds. Zoh Shia's fight might seem confusing at first. Your strategy is to target its head and wings to remove the white layer and reveal the black skin underneath. Continue focusing your attacks on the black parts until they are fully exposed. Note that every time it performs a big slam followed by an explosion, its wings become vulnerable. Use a Focus Strike on them to topple it. During the Nova phase, move as far as possible to avoid the fire damage. Also remember that you can only cut its tail once it turns black. When it gets fully black, the fight gets more dangerous, but it also means its HP is getting low. Keep an eye out for the special Slinger ammo scattering on the ground, which allows you to deal good damage from a distance. Defeating Zoh Shia marks the end of the low rank. Unfortunately, he doesn't drop any armor or weapon, and you only get one chance to fight him. Hopefully Capcom will make him available in future quests. That concludes the low rank progression in Monster Hunter Wilds. If you liked the video, please consider subscribing to the channel. I'm already working on the high rank part, so stay tuned for that. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!